not in a crowded room, just kind of bear with each other and be nice to each other, okay? Let's go ahead and start. First of all, I want to welcome the Volunteer High School broadcasting team in the back. They're live streamers tonight on their YouTube channel. They do a great job. So, and the media welcomes you all too. Let's go ahead and get started with a prayer from Josh Gill.
I would like to say, remember Sybil Long Trent. She had a death in the family. Remember her and her family, and still remember Commissioner Alice. With that, let's pray. Lord, we thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. Thank you so much for these good folks that have gathered out. We thank you so much for the community that we live in. And we're so blessed, and we thank you for that. Lord, we pray for Sybil and her family, that you comfort them in the time as they're grieving. Lord, we continue to pray for Commissioner Alice. We just are looking for a miracle for him. And pray for his family as they stand by him and help us to be a good friend to him during this time. Lord, I thank you most of all for dying on the cross for a sinner like me. I ask that you help us to carry out business tonight with dignity, Lord, and integrity. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Let's go to the pledge of Commissioner Roach.
Commission, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll start with the roll call. County Clerk Davis will take care of that. Go ahead and sign me those back.
We have 12 commissioners present, 2 absent, and county mayor.
All right, thank you. Constitutes a quorum. We can go ahead with business. County Attorney Cop with our conflict of interest statement.
Commissioners Britton and Commissioners Roach wish to announce that they may have a potential direct or indirect conflict with matters that may become before the commission tonight, and they agree to act accordingly. Commissioner Britton, you so agree?
I do.
Commissioner Roach? I agree. Thank you.
All right, that's taken care of. Let's go on to accommodations and recognitions. And Josh, you is it? Give us a minute to get the 4-H kids in here.
It's not for
Well, it's not.
Judge Ross. They're out there. They'll know. Okay, so our circuit court judge Ross, he Sessions Court
It's not 4-H.
Sessions Court Judge Ross, he has a recovery court in which participants get to participate and hopefully become sober and live sober lives. He's had several graduates of the program over the years, and we wanted to honor a few of those tonight. We appreciate he and Kathy Trent, their dedication to the program. Commissioner Roach, you have anything you'd like to share?
Judge Ross has heard me speak positively about this program for a long time. This one's especially good for me because this is my little brother. He's doing great. His wife, Summer, my sister-in-law's over there. So anytime that I get to see him, he's an associate, or he's a adjunct professor at TSU now, teaching English. And I can't be more, and I know y'all are missing too. I just know but anyway, it's an honor for me that Mr. Gillum asked me to help with this because I'm my family and I'm super proud of him, and we're thankful to Judge Ross.
There's not a person in the county, I would dare say, that hadn't been touched by drugs and addiction in some way. And this is just one small thing that Judge Ross does, along with Kathy's help. And now we're seeing the fruits of that. And So we're so thankful for that. So with that, I will read the commendation. To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Mayor, this 22nd day of September 2025 commends Hawkins County Recovery Court graduates, whereas from time to time the Hawkins County Commission honors citizens or organizations for their accomplishments and contributions to our county, and whereas Judge Todd Ross refers qualifying offenders to the Hawkins County Recovery Court, and whereas the Hawkins County Recovery Court is a voluntary 4-phase intervention program for misdemeanor offenders that provides an alternative to incarceration with an emphasis on treatment of underlying substance abuse and or mental health disorders that contribute to criminal behavior, and whereas their success has a great impact on the life of the participants and the community as a whole, and whereas we want to encourage current and future participants to successfully complete the program and enjoy a productive, sober life, now therefore be it resolved that the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners honor and commend Heather Buttrey, Erica Brooks, Campbell Fleener, Anthony Kern, Misty White, Caleb Boland, Jake Lawson, and Caroline Blizzard for their success and wish them a lifetime of sobriety. Congratulations to each other.
Josh. Thank you all for doing that. We move on down to office reports and committee reports. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have 4 Somebody. Randy.
Is that all for it?
We'll go ahead and start with, I want to recognize 4-H and Emily and Jennifer for all their hard work. We'll save the best for last at the very end here. So I want to start with Miss Emily. So, whereas Emily Barton has served as Hawkins County 4-H Extension Agent in Hawkins County for the last 3.5 years. And whereas Emily has grown the Hawkins County 4-H program from 1,587 to 1,765 youth in 2024, managing 80 in-school clubs and providing leadership and life skill development for public speaking, financial management programs, speaking demonstrations, and service learning. And whereas she develops and updates the annual plan of work and 4-H core curriculum, trains volunteers and staff to deliver high-quality programs, and partners with schools to provide essential life skill education such as resume scoring, mock interviews, and job readiness. And whereas Emily coordinates large-scale simulations and educational events, including the LifeWalk Personal Finance Simulation, reaching 850 students annually, and recently launched a Congress simulation at Churchill Middle School. And whereas Emily has secured grant funding and sponsorship to extend opportunities for Hawkins County youth, including grants for archery, sewing, and STEM initiatives. while implementing fundraising strategies to reduce financial barriers for camps, conferences, and awards. And whereas Emily provides leadership beyond Hawkins County by serving as regional mentor to new extension agents, presenting at new agent training, and serving as regional all-star advisor from 2018 to 2024. And whereas she also oversees financial management of all Hawkins County 4-H programs, guides volunteers, chairs the Appalachian Fair Bread Baking Kitchen for 8 counties, and continues to expand judging teams, shooting sports, and summer day camp partnerships. And whereas her dedication to 4-H camp, community service projects, Hurricane Helene relief efforts, and statewide leadership opportunities have provided Hawkins County youth with exceptional experiences that promote personal growth, citizenship, and professional success. And whereas her tireless service leadership and commitment to Hawkins County youth and families have recently earned her recognition as a recipient of the Darter Award. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hawkins County Commission hereby recognizes and commends Emily Barton, Hawkins County 4-H extension agent, for her outstanding contribution, dedication, and leadership in shaping the lives of Hawkins County youth and strengthening our community through 4-H. Ms. Emily, this is recommendation for you. And then we'll get Jennifer here, and then they'll get a picture together. So, Honorable Martin Webb, Mayor, and Jennifer Lawson, Extension Program Assistant, where she has devoted 23 years of service to the Hawkins County 4-H program with a lifetime connection as a member, team leader, volunteer, parent, and dedicated employee. And whereas her commitment ensures that Hawkins County youth are given the tools and opportunities to grow as leaders, citizens, and lifetime learners. And whereas she maintains detailed records of youth participation and achievement, coordinates and scheduling for all 4-H clubs and groups, and oversees recruitment, sponsorship, and marketing for camps, conferences, judging teams, and livestock exhibitors. And whereas Ms. Lawson leads cornerstone programs such as Farm Day, the County Livestock Show, the Ag Literacy Project, scholarship portfolios, life skills programs at Cherokee High School, summer school programs, and middle school clubs. And whereas she coordinates fair entries for the Great Smoky Mountain, Appalachian, and Tennessee Valley Fairs, with Hawkins County youth entering over 657 exhibits in the Tennessee Valley Fair in 2024. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners extends its deepest gratitude to Jennifer Lawson for her outstanding service and lifelong commitment to the mission of 4-H, which has touched the lives of thousands of Hawkins County youth. We didn't write anything up for our 4-H youth. They do more than what we can read in a single meeting. Emily and Jennifer have dedicated a lot of time and effort into mentoring these youth. I went to school with Emily, so I have to brag on Emily. Emily's been heavily involved in 4-H and FFA ever since I've known her in school. Our youth in the Appalachian Fair, and Emily, correct me if I'm wrong, over 3,100 entries. Hawkins County had over 2,000 entries. This is not the entirety of the 4-H program. We have a lot of students who are actively involved in other programs within their schools. So I want to pass this off and give Emily and Jennifer a few minutes just to talk about some of the programs that these youth participate in. But we all need to give a round of applause for the hardworking youth and for the parents that let the kids do this.
Robbie and I have, known each other a while, but I have to add to what Robbie does, whether she'll let me or not. That all ties back to great leadership. That ties back to great teachers. That ties back to folks in this community who pour in to us as students. And now we get to turn around and pour into these guys. And that starts with an over 20-year career with Jennifer. I was in a time of transition. Teachers and agents were moving. Mr. Wells retired. Our 4-H agents were retiring or moving on. She has been a steadfast part of this community for many, many years, and that steadfast person who's been there no matter where the teacher moved, where that agent moved,
she's been there. You know, I tell her she took me back to raise 3.5 years ago, and it's true. She might want to kill me on a good day, today being one of them, but it's honest. And when I came back after having 6 years in Carter County, and we sat down and started planning, I looked at how I organized up there, and I went, well, I know where it comes from now, because it works, and it's a beautiful thing to see those relationships. So to speak about our kids, this is a fraction. We broke down the statistics for Appalachian Fair this year. Jay heads that up. There were 125 youth participants just from Hawkins County. There's only about 250 that enter in the Appalachian Fair building. And Robbie had our statistics right. 3,180 items go into that 4-H building. Over 2,000 are Hawkins County kids alone. When we clean that building out, it's empty because we took it all home. And between all of those participants, their premium checks in the livestock barns, the 4-H buildings, because we have exhibitors all through the livestock barns there too, is over $2,000 back with a check with their name on it. So, and we got some little ones up here this year. We were able to add clover butts to that this year. And they're getting a start early that some of these older kids didn't have a chance to. So not only is fair something huge we do, we are in every city and county school, K through 8. We have opportunities for those high school students on all types of different projects. But our core is citizenship, turning these guys into having those skills to be a positive citizen when they're adults. To be a positive citizen standing here right now as young people. You know, they can stand here and know how to give those talks. They can stand here and know the polite rules of debate. They can stand up here and give a speech with some of the best of you. So those are skills that we get to nourish. And it takes a huge team, and there are parents and helpers all around this room that know that. The volunteer pool totals just as many as them. So thank you all for the recognition. Thank you for noticing. We sometimes say we're the best kept secret, and sometimes we're like, I didn't know you existed. But we appreciate you all noticing. We appreciate you all recognizing them for the hard work and the hours they put in. Thank y'all.
Is that all the commendations? Let's move on to office reports and committee reports. I have a couple things here. The following have been filed in the county clerk's office. We need to read those into the minutes of this meeting. Hawkins County Register of Deeds Employee Handbook has been filed in the office. Hawkins County Department of Education Quarterly Revenue Expenditure Report. Matt Hickson, Director, 24-25 fourth quarter. And Hawkins County Mayor's Office, July 1, 24 to June 30, 25 have been filed in the county clerk's office. So I want that to be part of these minutes. Couple other things. I've distributed to all the commissioners a sheet that's from our county attorney, who has laid out for us the procedure of replacing a Board of Education member who is leaving to go and take his old job back at the Board of Education. I want you to pay particular attention, number 6. The members of the commission may nominate persons residing in the open district to fill the vacancy, and no second is required. So at next month's meeting, be prepared to nominate folks. The public can nominate folks, but it's going to have to be from, as I understand, District 1. Is that correct? District 1. Okay. So the person has to live in District 1. So we will do that at the next meeting. Also, draw your attention to the barbecue and bluegrass flyer. It's been passed out. It is coming up on September 23rd, which is tomorrow, at the Conley Farms in Big Creek. It's the Hawkins County Republican 5th Annual Get-Together and picnic and so forth. Free to the public. If you want to come out and join us, you're welcome to. It's always a good time. Any other office reports, committee reports? All right, let's move on down to the approval of minutes. Got a motion from Commissioner Gillum, second Commissioner Thacker, to approve last month's minutes. Any questions or discussions? All right, let's go ahead and vote. Technology director. Are you in favor of approving the minutes, Commissioner Combs? Yeah. Okay, that's one, go ahead.
We have 12 yes, 2 absent.
Okay, so the minutes from last month have been approved. The next thing on our agenda is public comments, and I want to do this a little bit different tonight, because I know there's 14,000 people out there that want to say something tonight, and I think most of you are here for the same thing. What I want to do is break public comments down into two parts. This part, we're going to hear from 2 or 3 people, and then we're going to go into some resolutions. And after those are done, we're going to go back into public comment if there's still anything left to be said. So what I'd like to do is call on Crystal Jesse to come up and speak for most of the Bulls Gap crowd here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to stand before you tonight. I've come before you on several occasions, but tonight is asking for something personal. As a neighbor, and as all my neighbors sitting out here, 700 have signed a petition. More would be here tonight, but it's 8th grade night at Bulls Gap to speak against the cryptocurrency mining facility that is wanting to go into Bulls Gap. Let me be very general in saying we've all Googled it. We know it depletes water and electricity and it creates a noise hazard. Then we have heard what the owner has said about, well, we're not going to take your water, we're not going to take your electricity. So let's assume he's true, and he's telling the truth. Then we come for the noise situation. He's been quoted twice, and I'm not going to call him a liar, but the statements have been inconsistent. He told the newspaper that the generators, we don't know if that's 2 or 8, would produce 72 decibels at 50 feet away. Then he tells our mayor that the generators, again, not knowing how many, would produce 72 decibels at 8 feet away. What I'm telling you tonight is that neither he nor I can tell you with scientific certainty what they will produce sitting here today. It's an environmental study that has to be done on site. Anything that he is giving you, I have realized from this weekend studying and physically going to 2 crypto mining plants, takes into consideration the surroundings. Any statistics you see is a generator that's been in a closed door setting and has been bred by a company that has to manufacture the warning to the people. When you think about this being in Hawkins County, what they don't realize, and I'm going to say this as country as can be, these hollers echo. The perfect example I will give you is you take Volunteer Speedway at exit 23. On a perfect night in the middle of the summer, you hear it at East Tennessee Iron and Metal. You know how I know you hear it because I'm sitting beside a bonfire at night and I hear the cars running out there. The other thing he does not mention is that he doesn't mention the hum from the running of the computers nor the fans that have to be there. If he's not taking our water, then he has to run the fans. So what I'm telling you tonight is that we don't know with certainty, and we can't say with certainty that he will not harm our neighbors. The nuisance produced from this is harmful. We can't say otherwise. We have the power to stop it and to stop it tonight. We all know sitting here that we passed a resolution in 2012 that gives you that authority. I am asking you to move to ban cryptocurrency mining in Hawkins County. If you choose not to do that, then what I'm asking tonight is for you to place restrictions on them, common sense restrictions. Sound monitoring, still electricity and water monitoring, because we gotta trust what he says, but I wanna verify. And do it at their expense. We get no tax revenue from them, so why should they not pay for our nuisance to happen? Thank you, I appreciate you.
All right,
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak on this subject here. I'm Eric Dolan. I'm the owner of Shadowland Farm. We established that farm in 1824. And my kids will be the 8th generation that works that land. I have been good enough to go to college and got some scholarly articles from Cornell University, Harvard University, MIT, that talks about cryptocurrency mining and how it's bad for our environment. You know, they come in and prey on areas like ours. Come in and tell us stuff. Do we believe them? No. Then they'll come in and they'll say, hey, they'll ignore the concerns of wasteful energy practices, high energy rates, things like that, and only benefiting from our bottom line. Then we look at, they're not even being transparent to our U.S. government. House Resolution 1460, Crypto Asset Environmental Transparency Act of 2023 is still in committee because they're not transparent and they probably don't even know what they're wasting of our natural resources. Health benefits, Harvard's found cancer, heart disease, dementia, just from areas increasing that. We're going to put a strain on our local healthcare system. Elk County, Pennsylvania farmer. Noise compared to a jet engine can cause health problems with the horses and cattle, even death. Navarro County, Texas, crypto miners' high water consumption, if we believe them, they're not going to use the water, has led to competition with ranchers who need their cattle. Now, all of us in here that are farmers are beef farmers, but we're dairy farmers. Noise affects milk production, which affects our cost of weight gain. Who's going to absorb that? They're not. We are. Before I came here tonight, my son looked at me, why are you not coming to my ball pit? I said, I'm coming to fight for the farm. And this is what I'm doing. And he said, Dad, one day it's going to be me. I'm not just fighting for me. I'm fighting for these 4-H kids. I'm fighting for all this next generation of people that want to live the way we live, in the communities we live, in the area we live, and make a living off of our agriculture and natural resources without putting a strain on them. That's what I'm asking. Who's going to incur this? Are we going to put a strain on our already overstrained healthcare system if they're going to get sick and have to go to the hospital? These are things that people don't take into consideration when we look at this. Look at the articles, and these are major universities that are talking about that. Again, I appreciate y'all letting me speak on this, and have any questions, please feel free to come talk to me.
I'm going to do one more from this list just because I know he has a different tack to this. Dane, you got 3 minutes, sir.
Good evening. It's awesome to see the community rally together for things. There's nothing that we love to see more than that. I wish we'd do it more often. I'll start with a preface here. I don't care about crypto mining. I'm not a fan of it. I'm certainly not up here saying, we gotta let this guy crypto mine in our county. That is definitely not the case. This is a matter of principle. At some point in your life, your principles will cost you. So I'm not going to be maybe the hero tonight, but I'm going to tell you the truth. It was not just 2 years ago. I believe it was in 2023. We had over 300 people at this courthouse with similar energy here to protest something. Our commission decided they wanted to put in a resolution that was going to restrict private property rights all throughout our unrestricted areas. So what is amazing about Hawkins County? We have beautiful land. We have a beautiful community. and we have unrestricted land where people have the opportunity to live the way they want to live. Their ultimate freedom, the way our founders intended. We are one of the last strongholds in Tennessee that has this way of life. People say, don't California my Tennessee. I'll one-up you. Don't Hamlin County my Hawkins County. Because if you see what has happened, those rural areas get swallowed up by county power acts just like this. And right now they're going to tell you, oh, this is for the crypto mining. What's going to happen next? Your neighbor from California or New York is going to say, I don't like that rusty tractor anymore. And they're going to come in and they're going to adjust it, and the slippery slope keeps going. Our country has seen the slippery slope over and over for the last decade. Now, I know there's things we can do to prevent or at least restrict individuals who are coming here with, undesirable businesses. Like I said, I'm not a fan. I don't know that guy, whoever he is. But I want to bring something to your guys' attention. This resolution right here says word for word. We got 1 minute here. You only get 3 minutes. They could give you more, but they don't. This resolution passed by this city commission. Mr. Gillum put this in for us here. Gillum. Look, you got me all fired up here. This is the problem, guys. We passed a resolution, this same city commission unanimously. Tom Kerr abstained. Larry Klontz abstained, I believe. Hawkins County Commission acknowledges the detriment and danger that overreaching government regulations bring to citizens and agree to never adopt TCA 6-2-201, 22 and 23, or similar powers afforded to the county by the state that should be considered contrary to constitutional liberty. What they are trying to pass tonight, they say, oh, this was already in here. This is the exact same thing that they passed in front of the entire county a couple years ago when they gave us our promise they want to come for our private property rights. They are trying to pass the exact same thing. That is not even possible. You cannot simultaneously say that you're going to have a resolution for this code and then have another one that says we will never adopt something like that.
Time's up, man.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, in fairness to both sides, is there anybody here that wants to speak in favor of the crypto mine? Anybody?
Neutral party.
Neutral party, real quick. Come on, real quick.
Tell the truth.
3 minutes.
I guess I'll start off by saying any zoning laws or regulations are completely out of line and unnecessary. I understand everyone's fears about the potential Bitcoin mining operation, the noise complaints, whatever you want to call them. Tractors do the same thing, livestock do the same thing, and sure, it's not the same scale, whatever you want to say.
Please.
But handing free rein to the same commission that has been attempting to push new zoning laws and limit what citizens can do on their private property is asinine. It started with the County Powers Act, which was rightfully shut down. Just a few months ago, they were listening and open to the possibility of creating new zoning laws because of the organization New Earth and the land they bought. When that failed to gain traction, now the region shifted again. Now it's the Bitcoin mining operation. I hope everyone can read between the lines. It doesn't matter the reason they want new zoning laws passed. I see right through these charades. Ultimately, if no laws are being broken, you all have no right to attempt these actions. Stop trying to fearmonger the citizens of the county into giving away their freedoms. Furthermore, as Dane has pointed out, if you attempt to proceed, this commission will be violating their very own resolution. 2023-0903, Listening to the People Resolution. And as Dan has stated, and I'll say it again, Hawkins County Commission agrees to never adopt TCA 6-2-201, 22, or 23, or similar powers. Please, have some integrity and uphold your oaths and the very resolution you all passed. I hope you remember that the elections are coming up. Thank you.
Sir, can you tell us who you are, please?
Cody Pate,
What district are you from?
District 2, Tom Kern, coming.
Thank you. Okay, so right now we're going to pause the public comments And we're gonna go on to some resolutions. The first one we need to deal with is 2025-09-01. Commissioner Barber.
The members of the Hawkins County Board of Commission in regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference, appointment, resolution in reference, okay, we got that messed up. Appointment of, okay. Appointment of Mark DeWitt as chairman of the Hawkins County Legislative Body. Whereas the chairman of the Hawkins County Legislative Body is now due for appointment, and Mark DeWitt, county mayor and current chairman of the Hawkins County Legislative Body, is qualified to serve. Now therefore be it resolved that Mark DeWitt, county mayor, be appointed to the chair of the Hawkins County Legislative Body with a term beginning September the 22nd, 2025, and effect through the end of the legislative term.
Thank you. We've got a motion on the floor from Commissioner Barker, second Commissioner Gillum. Are there questions or comments? If not, let's go ahead and vote.
Yes, 2 absent.
Thank you all. I appreciate your confidence in me. We're going to continue on with our resolutions now, but we're going to do something a little bit different. We usually do the out of order resolutions at the end, but in order to have you all not sit through the whole meeting and waste your time being here, I'm going to go ahead and ask for a suspension of the rules so we can consider the out of order resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I'll send you the list.
Okay, hang on just a minute. We're going to consider 2 out of order resolutions once we suspend the rules.
Mr. Chair, you want first?
What you got?
Technical issue.
Bring the wrong iPad.
No, it's the only one I got.
Okay, are we ready for suspension of rules? Okay, we've got a motion from well, let's go with the board. Commissioner Gibson and second Commissioner Gill. If you don't have any questions, let's go ahead and vote.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to suspend the rules for 2 out of order resolutions. First one being 2025-09-01 out of order. Commissioner Rhodes.
To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners in regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution reference budget amendment, general fund. The following budget amendments are being requested as listed below. This is from the county clerk's office. Mr. Chair, I so move.
We've got a motion, Commissioner Rhodes, second Commissioner Gibson. Anybody have any questions about this? Comments?
Mr. Chairman, I don't think some of us have that first out of order.
It was sent out. It's
I can give you a quick synopsis. Ms. Davis, last year we moved money within her budget to be able to replace the computers that Microsoft was no longer going to update. In the process of replacing those computers for her office, they discovered that her server is on its last leg. So as projects sometimes go, she's realizing that there's other equipment that has to be updated as well. So she's asking to move money within her budget. This is no new money, and it's not general fund 101 money. Well, I guess technically it is, but it's coming from within her budget. It's not from fund balance. So she just needs to be able to get some service from her office.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
Do we know how many servers?
1.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go ahead and vote, please. Okay, that resolution passes. Resolution out of order 2025-09-02, Commissioner Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Commission in regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference prohibits the operation of cryptocurrency mining and data center facilities in Hawkins County, Tennessee pursuant to the authority granted under the County Powers Act adopted by the Hawkins County Commission via resolution 2012-803. Whereas cryptocurrency mining and large-scale data center operations require massive amounts of electrical energy and produce continuous levels of industrial noise from generators, cooling systems, and ventilation equipment that are incompatible with Hawkins County's rural character and the peaceful enjoyment of property by its residents. And whereas such operations typically create little to no sustainable economic benefit to local communities, employing minimal staff while imposing significant environmental and infrastructure burdens. And whereas the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners finds that the operation of cryptocurrency mining facilities and large-scale data centers within the unincorporated area of Hawkins County presents a threat to the health, safety, comfort, and welfare of its citizens. And whereas the County Powers Act, TCA 51-118, C1, allowing county to adopt powers granted to all or certain municipalities by TCA 62201, 22, and 23, adopted by Hawkins County via Resolution 2012-0803, giving the county authority to adopt measures necessary to protect the welfare of their citizens. Whereas such powers are described by law as the ability to define, prohibit, abate, suppress, prevent, and regulate all acts, practices, conduct, businesses, occupations, calling, trades, uses of property, and all other things whatsoever detrimental or liable to be detrimental to the health, morals, comfort, safety, convenience, and welfare of the inhabitants of the municipality, and exercise general police powers and prescribe limits within which business occupations and practices liable to be nuisances or detrimental to the health, morals, security, or general welfare of the people may lawfully be established, conducted, or maintained. Now therefore be it resolved, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon passage, the public welfare requiring. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
We've got a motion on the floor, Commissioner Palmer. Do we have a second? Second, Commissioner Jennings. Commissioner Palmer, your vote.
So the first thing I want to address, this is not, and I cannot emphasize more, this is not zoning. There has been a lot of rumors and misinformation spread that this is zoning. We are not looking to implement zoning. We are looking to make sure the comfort and convenience of the citizens surrounding this operation is maintained. We live in a rural area of East Tennessee, and people live here because they like it here. We don't know the full effects of cryptocurrency mining. This is new to Tennessee. This is new to Hawkins County. So until we know exactly what we are dealing with, and hopefully advancement in technology to where it's not going to disturb the residents, we do not need this in the county. We are not the only county that has done this. There are numerous other counties in East Tennessee, Western North Carolina, and Southwest Virginia that have done this. Now, I have spoken to the owners of this company. They have been professional and polite and have not given me any reason to worry about them. This is not about them. I want to make that clear. This is not about them. We don't know who else might come in here. We don't know if a 5,000-foot long facility will decide to put their roots down right beside our communities. So until we know exactly what we are dealing with, we don't need this in our county.
Yep. All right, Commissioner Gill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So my name was invoked by Dane earlier because of a resolution that I sponsored a couple of years ago. And I feel that I owe you an explanation. So here's what I'll tell you. There are risks both ways. There are risks to adopting regulations. There are. I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's not. And my mind was solely on those risks when I introduced that resolution, and I asked for my colleagues' support up here. However, as we have learned over the past 6 months, there's also risks to having no regulation, and it being the wild, wild west out there. With regulations, you do run the risk of a commission overstepping their boundaries and making ridiculous, outlandish regulations that they have no business doing. You do absolutely run that risk. We have learned over the past 6 months that the risks of having no regulations, you may end up with a commune or a micronation moving in next to you, and there's not one thing you can do about it. Or you could have a crypto mine a crypto mining facility move in right next to you. There's nothing you can do about it. You could have a chicken house settle right behind your house and destroy your property value and destroy your way of life, and there's nothing that you could do about it. Those are also risks. And so I'm not above learning, and I'm not above telling you when my mind has changed. And I will tell you, I would support common sense regulations that are in middle ground between being able to do what you like on your property, but also understanding and respecting the common good of the community. We have a target on our back if we have no way to police things within the county. We've honestly never dealt with anything like we are dealing with now, because we have had an influx of new residents over the past 5 years. And if we don't have some police powers, you could see a vast change in the culture that those of us who have been born and raised here have enjoyed. And you will see that drastically change as people from all across the country with all kinds of crazy ideas come in here and impede upon the way of life and the culture that we have. And so that is the reason I've changed my mind. I am not shying away from it. I'm not afraid to say that in front of all of you people here today, and I believe it's the right decision. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Dan, you've had your chance to speak. So.
Yeah, it's just a short comment.
Commissioner Roach.
So, I'll start off by saying, well, let me start off by asking some questions, maybe from the county attorney. Mr. Cap, do we have to rescind the 2023-0903? And I'll add a rider to that, to say that when we adopted 2023-0903, we said we would never adopt the County Powers Act. However, that County Powers Act had already been adopted. So it seems that that resolution, that part of that resolution would not be appropriate because it had already been adopted anyway. But the second piece to that was or similar powers. So I guess my question is, before we move forward with this resolution, do we need to rescind 2023-0903?
No, I do not. What I thought to the CTS, the formal resolution adopted previously, the resolution that was passed recently or relatively recently makes no mention of the repealing of that resolution, so therefore it's not valid as far as setting aside the original adoption of the resolution.
Okay, and so my next question, and this is procedural at this point, so please bear with me. In that case, what resolution that we pass, what determines that a resolution that we pass is binding?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, I guess what I'm asking is, if that resolution that we passed said that we would never adopt the County Powers Act, which we had already done, so that part of it seems, but it says or similar powers. So this seems to be focused towards similar powers. So maybe can a resolution be legal in one sense and not legal in another, or is it struck out because the County Powers Act already been passed in 2012?
Well, I think the reason is that by not saying that you repealed the previous resolution that was adopted, just by saying it was similar powers, is the same thing as saying you're not going to adopt 22 and 23. They're both just moved because you already have done that.
Okay. So,
I'm sorry. That's okay, go ahead, you're still up.
okay. My next question is, if Exotic Ridge has already signed a lease for the property, and we pass this, does it still apply to them if the lease that they signed was with the intent to establish a Bitcoin mine?
That's a much broader question than I can answer tonight based upon, I don't know what the commission's going to do.
Okay, so
What I
if,
can tell you, that by picking out just data mining, crypto, data centers, crypto mining, you're singling out one industry. Your basis for that, as I understand it, is based upon the adverse health consequences that excessive noise has upon population, people, animals, whatever. At this point, if that's the case, why isn't there a general noise resolution that says no one can do above 70 decibels for a particular period of time? It appears that you're singling out just that one, and also, as Ms. Jessie said, there's really unknown factors here as far as what's the actual volume, what's the size? It's unknown. So to say that basically, I believe that the resolution, as it's stated, is suspect because of those grounds, because of the idea that you're picking out and singling out just this one operation before you even know what it is.
So-
That's because it's sitting next to, I understand it sits next to an adjoining industrial facility, a gas facility, right?
So I guess that was a long way around of asking, if they've already signed the lease on the property and we pass this resolution, will it preclude them from mining Bitcoin? Or because the resolution didn't exist when they signed the lease, are they able to continue on for business practice?
I don't know if the least critical issue, I think probably the critical issue, my understanding is they're up for a permit. The only permit they have to get is from TDEC. But I think the proper resolution can say that any existing facilities must comply with a general noise regulation within a certain period of time.
Okay. I guess the last question that I have, and once again, Mr. Cap, this is for you. So one of the reasons that I was opposed to the County Powers Act before, and I did vote against it, and I did vote in favor of 2023-0903, what I didn't realize at the time, and forgive me for not doing my homework, that resolution was already in place. So I didn't do my homework either.
That was in 2012.
Yeah, 2012. So, one of the reasons why I was opposed to it was because I believe, and I tried to find the Attorney General's opinion that references the County Powers Act that states, and please, I can't say it verbatim because I didn't find it quick enough, it states something to the effect that if someone were to break one of the regulations set by the County Powers Act, that the county has the ability to issue a fine, but then those who are fined has an opportunity at due process in court. And there's enough attorneys here that can correct me when I mess up, because I'm going to mess up, I promise, I'm not an attorney. But they have an opportunity to due process to hear their case in court. And so I guess my question becomes, if they have to follow through due process due to a fine that might be issued by the county, that would mean that you would have to go into court to defend the county for issuing that fine, is that correct?
That's correct, the way it's established, yes.
So,
I think,
I'm sorry. Quick follow-up. The only follow-up that I have is, does then that create a higher cost for legal services from any attorney when you may end up having to work a little bit more? Now, this is specific to crypto mining, I get that. There's not a dozen crypto mines right now that you don't have to go to court with. But in the event that we were to broaden these powers and use this power more often, what does that look like when you're having to go in and defend the county as those fines are issued?
yes, like you said, they're on entitled to due process to appeal. And yes, that would be more likely if they do decide to do that, that's going to involve legal costs. Whether it can be done via insurance defense or hiring a private firm. I think the unknown major factor at this point is the Supreme Court of Tennessee 2 weeks ago heard arguments in a case called Tinsley versus Grundy County. And theirs had to do with a quarry operation. And Tinsley, the plaintiff, was saying they were turned down. Tinsley is saying that the use of the County Powers Act was inappropriate, that it was a violation of the test that the Supreme Court uses called substantial effect. And what they're saying is the use in this particular situation in quarries would affect zoning. And again, Grundy County has no zoning. I talked to Johnson County, they have no zoning. And these operations in Tennessee are big places that have no zoning. But until the Supreme Court lets us know whether that is a correct or incorrect use of the County Powers Act, that's one of the major things we need to find out. And there may be other things they come out with and balance. So everybody's, from a legal standpoint, is sort of wait and see the published opinion from this Supreme Court case.
So I'll finish my comments and just simply say, I've known Eric since we were in high school together, and Miss Jessie, I know she makes a compelling argument. And it's not that I'm 100% opposed to limiting crypto mines. My concern is, number one, we did pass a resolution, and I don't feel that it's appropriate that we pass that resolution almost unanimously without rescinding it first and then hearing this out. So it's not that I'm saying no forever, it's just that I'm no for now, because I think there's too many questions that we have about the procedures. And just as you said, there's a Supreme Court decision coming that a county is possibly using the County Powers Act as, in place of zoning, which, is And that decision's not gonna be them. So there's just too many what ifs for me. So I want the community here. It's not that I'm completely opposed, it's just I feel like we need some more information before we move forward with it tonight. And so I will be voting no tonight. That doesn't mean I'm a no forever.
Commissioner Long.
Okay, I'm glad several things were brought up here, because I want to unpack it real quick. So, Mr. Kaup, you are correct that the Tennessee Supreme Court is hearing a case in Tinsley County versus, Tinsley Properties versus Grundy County. Let me inform everybody about what that case is actually about. Grundy County said that you cannot operate a quarry within 5,000 feet of churches, schools, businesses, etc. Tinsley Properties is arguing that that is tantamount to zoning. Now, the trial court and the appeal court has already struck down Tinsley's accusations and have held up with Grundy County. And it is not tantamount to zoning because they are not dividing the county into land classes. We are not dividing the county into land classes. We are simply saying we do not want Bitcoin mining or crypto mining in Hawkins County, along with data centers, which are two complete different businesses. We are not singling out cryptocurrency. We are talking about data centers and crypto mining that operate the same way. Two different businesses, not the same business. Second of all, as it stands today, on September 22nd, state statute gives us permission to prohibit any business or act that is detrimental or liable to be detrimental to the citizens and the comfort and convenience or welfare of the citizens. And I say that, we cannot sit here and wait on a hypothetical. We could sit here and say, well, the Supreme Court might say this, they might say that. We could sit here for the rest of the night and decide this. What we know now is the citizens do not want this, and they're speaking up for it, and we have the ability to prohibit it at this time. If the Supreme Court comes up and says, you are unconstitutional, Grundy County, you cannot do this, then we address it then, but we can't sit here and wait for 6 months for a hypothetical answer.
That was, Robbie made my point. It was just going to be, I mean, if it's legal today, we have to base off what we know, not what may be true in the future. So, you know, if it's legal today, then when the ruling comes down, then, you know, that affects, I imagine, wouldn't just affect us, but probably several resolutions across the state that have been passed, and everybody will be making changes at that time. So, you know, I'd make my decision based on what I know today.
I made one more comment. The issue is not just a Supreme Court issue. You have the right to pass this resolution, no doubt about it. But that the other issue, other than the Supreme Court decision, is the resolution something that will be upheld in the courts? And there's issues regarding targeting one particular industry without, you have every right to pass a resolution. But we're not waiting for the Supreme Court to decide if the crypto mining company decides to contest this present court. Then you end up with Mr. Roach said, you end up with a attorney fee and that type of thing.
Dave, 30 seconds.
If our commission passes a resolution that states we will not, now listen, guys, they can stop the crypto mining thing without adopting these broad powers. Okay, that is possible, just so you guys know, that is 100% a thing. When we pass a resolution that says we will not do something, and then we turn right around in front of the citizenry and say, we passed that resolution, but we're going to do it anyway. What is going to stop this commission in the future? This is the sitting commission. You have to think about the future. What happens when we get some bad commission in there, or a worse commission, and they decide they just want to act the same exact way? Our founders set our government very specifically for a reason. I'm not a crypto guy, but I'm telling you, this is a very dangerous, slippery slope. You should consider that commission.
Crystal, real quick.
Thank you again. 2 points I want to make. First of all, your own attorney told you the second resolution didn't matter. It was a mistake, and you said you just wouldn't bring it up. You paid him, so listen to him. Second, I guarantee you won't have attorney's fees. I already represent the county in the opioid litigation. I will defend this for free.
My apologies, I'll let you know.
All right. One more, real quick.
Got one quick question for the attorney. Is it possible that, is it a factual statement to say that one commission can't tie future commission's hands? Would it be a factual statement to say that one commission or the sitting commission now cannot tie future commission's hands?
Yes.
So therefore, by something that we passed has no bearing today of the future commission having to follow it, respect it, et cetera. It's a,
The future commission could repeal it.
to repeal it, and so it's, we can't tie future commission's hands.
All right.
All right, and then I would like to give Will some time, if we could, here in just a minute. But the thought that had left me was, honestly, I probably would favor common sense regulations over, you can step here, Will.
Well, I want people to know.
So I probably would favor common sense regulation over an altogether ban. However, I understand we are under a kind of a particular situation right now. We honestly need to figure out what those regulations would even look like. So, you know, hopefully, I would hope that maybe this could be something that's temporary until we figure out exactly how we would put regulations in place that would protect citizens while also allowing folks to do their business in an appropriate way. But so my hope would be that this would be a temporary thing. This is, Mr. Daughter, if you want to. That's all right with you, Mr. Chairman.
First of all, I'd like to thank the ones of you that I've been able to speak with. I think we've had good, productive conversations. I would like for those conversations to continue before you put in place an outright ban on cryptocurrency mining.
Real quick, I
Yes.
don't want to interrupt you.
Yes.
Tell everybody who you are.
Yeah, Will Doherty, Exotic Ridge. Yes. So, I think that first of all, I would say that, you know, when I was mining Bitcoin today on the location, nobody seemed to mind, no neighbors seemed to have an issue. So I think an outright ban on cryptocurrency mining in this county is the wrong way to go. I think that I agree with Commissioner Gilliam that we can work together. I'd be happy to sit down and chat with you all about regulations that might make sense. I think that just because there's a bifurcation here between cryptocurrency mining and data centers, I think those two things are too close together to say that they're separate. There are several companies out there that do both, utilize both. In fact, cryptocurrency mining is a form of a data center. It is monitoring transactions, it is validating transactions. That is all a data process. So it's one and the same from my mind. I think that we should.
How's it help?
Let him speak, please.
How's it help the community?
Let him speak, please.
There's no benefit.
I think that those of you that have had a chance to speak with me know that that's the way that I would like to operate in a hands together approach. I would make the comment that first of all, we don't, for our operation, which I think is special here, we don't intend to utilize grid energy, so we're not reducing the energy, having an impact on the energy load. There's no water utilization here. As we talked about earlier today with a few of you, we have been evaluating an immersion system, so we wouldn't necessarily have the drum that people talk about from air-cooled miners. There are alternatives that can make this a quieter operation, that can make other operations quieter for that matter. I think that noise that leads to noise. I mean, that is an issue. I think that on the location, those of you that have visited that industrial property realize that there's quite a bit of noise that's coming from that property today. There's a lot of light and a lot of heat coming from that property today. And one of the reasons why, in fact, the primary reason why we showed up there is because there's an excess product that's not marketable, that we can utilize, that's not going anywhere else other than up through a flame. And so I think most of you know how big that flame is, and those of you that were on the property today know how hot that is and how loud that is. These generators, my apologies for my misstatement, they're 72 decibels at 50 feet. That's the rating maximum, 72 decibels at 50 feet. It's in the documentation filed with TDEC pursuant to Caterpillar. These are sound attenuated controlled containers with stacks and water cooling. They are rated to that decibel setting. I think that if you pay attention to that, you'll realize that we're not adding any sound to that location. We're offsetting, and we're also taking away the light and heat that are there 24/7. So I think that the noise comment is an abatement here. I think that the water comment is of no consequence, and I think that the energy comment is of no consequence.
What about the health of the citizens?
Okay, let him talk, please.
I think
And
that,
that's how one
I think that if you actually look at a
I'm
map,
gonna have to move from the room if you keep interrupting him.
I think if you actually look at the map here, you'll realize that we would butt up against the fractionation plant. Obviously, we're on that property. There's a railroad track next to us, and there's open land to the north. There are tree lines around where we intend to set up. Part of that is to hopefully reduce any noise impact that we would have, also to reduce the impact of just the site. And I think that it does that from all directions. I know that there's currently a contract on the property adjacent to us where there's currently a barn. My understanding is that that's not going to be residential utilization going forward. So I think that, and we have spoken with the person that has the contract on that property. So don't want you to think that we just ignored everyone and haven't talked to anybody about this. So, look, I've stayed here in Rogersville. I've been coming down for the last considerable period of time to work on this project. It's not like we've been, hiding in the corner trying to come out from anywhere.
Quiet, please.
I encourage you to reconsider an outright ban on cryptocurrency mining and data center, because I think it's a very aggressive utilization of this power that may be questionable to begin with, and that you should extend the olive branch. I'm extending the olive branch here to work with you guys to create common sense regulation around this operation. And I appreciate the opportunity to meet with all of you in person. I know I extended that over the weekend. I didn't realize that it was going to be like this, and I apologize for that. I would have tried to do it sooner if possible, but timing just wasn't on our side this time. So anyway, I'd like to leave you with that. Please reconsider this resolution as it stands at this time.
Okay, thank you, Bill.
Is your facility currently in operation?
Yes, sir.
What kind of energy do you use?
Well, we have, you mean here?
That's your operation facility?
We use solar today, and right now we're running off a battery. Today we ran off a battery. You guys saw the Eco4 battery. We were running 2 Bitcoin miners on location off of that battery, which had previously been charged.
Mr. Daugherty, pardon for the
Yes, sir.
response. When we were out there today, I was under the impression that there were 3 that you brought down today. I did
I
not see
did.
anything else operational.
Those were brought down today. They were mining Bitcoin while we were on location.
So, you have I think what Mr. Collins is asking, you have a permanent operating mining going on right now?
Oh, right, in this site, no. Today they were temporary, we're mining Bitcoin today on location to serve as administration.
Okay. Terry.
I appreciate y'all allowing us 3 minutes. I know he's went quite a bit over the 3 minutes that all of us were given. But there was one thing here that we've all talked about. He was supposed to have TDEC approve him to mine Bitcoin or mine cryptocurrency, and what happened? Did he do this without the approval of TDEC?
A quick note, the TDEC.
Well, hold on, I've still got the floor, so I won't go 5, 10 minutes.
No,
Right ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, Mr. Mayor, that's what I
Yeah,
like.
go ahead. I just, you all had a combined time of whatever. So I just wanted
In
to.
my time, I had 3 minutes myself, Mr.
I
Mayor.
understand, you go
Miss
right
Jessie
ahead.
had 3 minutes
You
herself.
go right ahead,
Okay?
Eric.
I mean, that's what look, he's sitting here telling us all this. He went against what TDEC said. He brought in stuff without us knowing it. He came in, I would've been up front and had everybody here. Well, guess what? September 12th at 3:54 p.m., that's Friday before last, my banker out of the Tri-Cities contacted me. I was the first one in the area. Contacted my sister. She didn't know. Contacted a fellow neighbor. He didn't know. What did we start doing? We started calling every one of you all. We called our state legislatures. We called multiple state representatives, multiple state senators, called our congressmen. Nobody knew about this. Did anybody in the community know about this? No. And him telling us that he wants to come in here and be open, well, why didn't you come in when you first got here?
Yeah.
That's all I got to ask.
Right. Yeah.
We found out last week in the mail.
Okay.
2 days ago?
Industrial
Yeah.
park.
Commissioner Thacker.
Industrial park.
If you let one in, they'll be
All right.
30.
Okay. Question's been called. So here we are. We are ready to vote.
I need a picture of that.
One's a vote forward down there.
Commissioner Clark. Mr. J.
Right thing. Be sure that what you do in the darkness will find its way to light.
You mean you didn't send a mail out to every single person in the county? What?
That's the same speech they say everywhere they go, and it's just all
Okay,
negativity.
quiet, please.
Yes, 2 no, 2 absent.
All right, the resolution passes. Now, we'll go back and open up public comments for anybody else that's on this list that still wants to talk about it, but it's, the resolution is passed, so.
Does this resolution mean anything?
At least they won't be killing our animals. It's a resolution of law. Yes, it's very good. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you.
Quiet. Hang on just a minute, bud. Hang on a minute. Let's let them leave before you talk, okay, because it's just too much, we can't hear you. So let's let them leave.
First of all, I want to thank the county commission for their efforts to fix
Can we wait?
I can't hear anything.
Can't hear you.
Okay, well, hang on just a minute, so we can get them cleared out, so everybody can hear you. I'll give you a fair shot.
Sorry, you ain't been
Okay, if you're leaving, please make your way out, because we need to clear the noise out, please. That's fine. Hang on, back. We waited.
You know, that's a real one. They don't.
All right, is everybody gone that wants to be gone? Get out. Please shut the Shut the door, Randy.
After thanking you for the proposed roof repairs at the high school, I went to a lot of basketball games there, and there were buckets catching the water. And, that's shameful, and I'm glad y'all won't make it unshameful. And I have to brag on you. I want to insult you. next time you have a meeting or a controversy like this, even though it's not on the agenda, put it where people can be comfortable. Half the people came, didn't know what was going on. They couldn't hear it. And they're entitled to hear it.
Yep.
It just takes a little bit of advanced preparation to make everybody happy. Okay, now, here's the end. I was out there and I couldn't hear what was going on and said, so if I repeat something, forgive me. I got one suggestion. Separate the facts and the rumors. I talked to Will, I can't pronounce his last name, CEO Kentucky. He's got two Bitcoin mines over there, Eastern and Western. Now, folks, what would be wrong with at least three of you, especially you, Mr. Whip, county mayor, making a short drive to Eastern Kentucky and seeing what effects that has on the people there and the neighborhood and the environment. If what Will told me won't be bad. No insult to you, I don't trust politicians. I'd rather see fact than hear opinions. And I've already told, I think this is regret. And I'd like to say two other commissioners accepted my call and gave me information. But I offered to pay $50 on that trip. And I think that would more than cover the gas, Mr. Thacker. And if they ate at Crystal's, they might even be able to eat off of it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. All right, let's move on. Resolution 2025-0902, coming our turn.
The Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and member of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, for the regular session of the 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution reference Nancy Barker, the Chairman pro tem of the Hawkins County Legislative Body. Whereas the office of the Chairman pro tem of the Hawkins County Legislative Body is now due for appointment because Mr. Nancy Barker is qualified to serve as. Therefore, be it resolved that Nancy Barker be appointed as Chairman pro tem of the Hawkins County Legislative Body with a term beginning September 2025 until the end of this legislative Chairman, I so move.
All right, motion Commissioner Carter, second Commissioner Britton. Any questions, comments? Let's go ahead and vote. All right, that resolution passes. Let's give it another minute. To get clear. All right. Okay, 2025-0903, Commissioner Barker.
Yeah.
The Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and member of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners, in regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Approval and appointment of commissioner committees for the current fiscal year. Whereas the committees and members shown on the attached spreadsheet are being presented for approval by the county commission to the Hawkins, the commission chair to the Hawkins County Commission now. Therefore, be it resolved that the committee and committee members as shown on the attached sheet are approved by the county commission. Mr. Chairman, I second.
All right, we've got a motion from Commissioner Barker, second Commissioner Gibson. Commissioner Gilman.
Quick question, Mayor, I think I know the answer to this. Would it be appropriate to amend this to remove the industrial committee, or would that need to be done by resolution?
No, it needs, it could be removed, but kind of like to keep it in place.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? Mr. Palmer, are you speaking? Well, no, that's okay. All right.
Mr. Chairman, I thought the And correct me if I'm wrong, if I've not been,
I'm up front about everything.
if I've not been informed of the decision, the industrial committee and the economic development, were we gonna merge those two together?
No, that's just what I told, Commissioner, Gillum. I would prefer to keep them separate.
Okay, I just didn't know, because the last meeting, I was making
It was not voted on to be merged, it was voted on to add that to it.
Okay, I thought that was the main argument.
No, it wasn't voted on to be merged. I went back and looked at it, and I'd rather keep it this way, because they do have kind of separate.
only a suggestion I had.
Yeah, yeah.
And to be clear, sorry, I'm going to speak, but and to be clear, that committee never, I mean, we meet once a year.
Well, we meet when we replace somebody on the industrial board.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and vote. All right, resolution passes 2025-0904. Commissioner Barker.
To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and member of the Hawkins County Board of Commission on regular session at this 22nd day of September 2025, resolution in reference approval of committees for Hawkins County, Tennessee as per TCA code. Whereas the following committees are being presented for approval for the Hawkins County, Tennessee for Tennessee annotated code. TCA 93405 audit, TCA 575105 beer board, TCA 68221 1102 environmental, TCA 817-101, 106 ethics, TCA 6752507 delinquent tax and resale of land. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion, Commissioner Barker, second, Commissioner Palmer. Any questions? Let's go ahead and vote. Resolution carries. 2025-0905. Commissioner Thacker.
Thank you, Mayor. To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman, members of the Hawkins County Board of Commission and regular session minutes, 22nd day of September 2025. Approval of committees for Hawkins County. Right here. Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman, members of the Hawkins County Board of Commission, 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference to approval to apply for and accept if awarded to Tennessee Department of Transportation grant not to exceed $200,000 for a study of Hawkins County road and bridge conditions and required paving needs to be conducted under the supervision of the First Tennessee Development District. And this is, it's like that says, I'm on do a study on the roads and bridges.
Yeah.
And the $200,000 grant.
Motion, Commissioner Thacker, second, Commissioner Palmer. Any questions? There is no local match on this, by the way. All right, let's go ahead and vote. All right.
12 yes, 2 absent.
Resolution passes. 2025-0906. Commissioner Barker.
To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and member of the Hawkins County Board of Commission for regular session week, the 22nd day of September 2025, resolution in reference reappointment of Susan Armstrong to the Hawkins County Industrial Board for a 6-year term beginning September 1st, 2025 and ending August 31st, 2031. Whereas Board Member Susan Armstrong term ends August 31st, 2025. The Industrial Board met August 28th, 2025 to recommend the reappointment of Susan Armstrong to the Hawkins County Industrial Board. Susan Armstrong agreed to remain on the board for another 6-year term. Board Member Jeremy Jones made a motion to reappoint Susan Armstrong. Motion was seconded by Bill Lyons to recommend Susan Armstrong for a 6-year term beginning September 1st, 2025 through August 31st, 2031. Whereas the Hawkins County Industrial Board meeting, the board voted to recommend the following appointment to the Hawkins County Industrial Board. The nominee was voted on and received a unanimous vote for the Hawkins County Industrial Board that Susan Armstrong be approved to serve on the Hawkins County Industrial Board. Term beginning September 1st, 2025, term ending August 31st, 2031. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion, Commissioner Barker, second, Commissioner Gibson. Do we have any questions or comments? Let's go ahead and vote. Resolution passes. 2025-09-07, Commissioner Gillum.
The Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commission in regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference approval to issue interfund capital outlay notes. Whereas Hawkins County Board of Education is in need of funding for roofing and school improvement projects. Whereas financing of the cost through the insurance and sale of interfund capital outlay notes upon the approval of the comptroller of the treasury or comptroller's designee would be in the county's best financial interest. Therefore, be it resolved, approval be given to issue interfund capital outlay notes with money repaid via the Education Debt Service Fund and the proceeds going to Education Capital Projects Fund. Therefore, be it further resolved, the county mayor, Mark DeWitt, is authorized to execute all related documents in conjunction with the interfund capital outlay notes. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion, Commissioner Gillum, second, Commissioner Gibson. Do we have any questions? All right, go ahead and vote. Resolution passes. 2025-09-08, Commissioner Rhodes.
The Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference budget amendment, general fund. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion, Commissioner Rhodes, second by Commissioner Gibson. Any questions? Let's go ahead and vote. All right, resolution passes. 2025-09-09, Commissioner Rhodes.
The Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference budget amendment, general capital projects fund. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Motion, Commissioner Rhodes, second, Commissioner Palmer. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, let's go ahead and vote. All right, 2025-09-10, Commissioner Gillum.
To the Honorable Mark DeWitt, Chairman and members of the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners in regular session met this 22nd day of September 2025. Resolution in reference general purpose school fund budget amendment. Whereas the Hawkins County Board of Education has approved the attached budget amendment to the general purpose school fund and now requests approval of said amendment by the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hawkins County Board of Commissioners meeting in regular session September 2025 go on record as passing this resolution. Mr. Chairman, I so move.
All right, motion, Commissioner Gillum, second, Commissioner Gibson. Any questions, comments? Seeing none, let's go ahead and vote. Resolution passes. 2025-09-11, Commissioner Gibson.
Motion to approve those.
Got a motion, Commissioner Gibson, second, Commissioner Britton. Do we have any comments or questions? Let's go ahead and vote. The resolution passes. Any other business to come before the board? Motion to adjourn, Commissioner Gibson, second, Commissioner Barker. Got it? Gibson and Barker. All right.
Run on out.
Gotta vote out. Go ahead and get your pad.
Oh, I have met these people. That's the deal.
We are adjourned. People, thank you very much for your time. Good.